I'm Teacher Zyra.
And I'm Teacher April.
And welcome to MK
Live.
So I think we're back for another video and for another topic. So today our topic is about behavior. So Teacher April, for you, do you consider yourself as a person who has good behavior or bad behavior?
I can't really classify myself between those two. I'm like in between. Of course, I have good qualities in me, and I have the bad ones because, of course, no one's perfect. And yes, I think most people.
I think
feel
all
like
people.
That. Yeah, all people.
Yeah, everybody feels like that. Okay.
But of course, it depends with their perception of themselves. Like for example, there are those who, of course, might think that they're really good and. Yeah, like
and others also think that they're bad, even though they're good, right?
So it depends on your perception about yourself, I think.
So for you, our viewers there, if you have any questions besides these questions, you can just comment.
Yeah, or if you wanted to share your own thoughts, express yourself, just write it down on the comment section,
and we're gonna read it. Okay.
Yes.
So let's go here for our first question. What is good behavior? What is good behavior?
For me, good behavior, for as long as you don't offend others with the things that you do, then you have a good behavior. For as long as in anything that you do, you consider how it will affect others, and if you think that, oh, I won't do this thing because it would affect them badly, then you have a good behavior.
Because the word good, I think, is a very broad word, right?
Yeah.
If other people ask you, are you good? Then, yeah, I'm good. But you're not being specific.
Yeah, I'm good.
So, the word good has many many behaviors with that. Okay. For me, actually, I agree with you. It's really important to know that you're not stepping on other people, you're not looking down on other people, especially if you have different personalities, because sometimes we think and we expect that others would accept our personality. For example, I am used to being smart in school, so I would have this perspective that others would follow me because I'm smart, right? So that's it. If
the
you
leader
want,
type.
Yeah, the leader type. Especially if you're the leader type, you should be careful.
Yes.
Okay.
Because also, of course, even if like for you, I'm doing good. I have a good behavior, but for others, it might not look that way. So yeah,
you should be careful and you should be observant of that. Okay.
For the next question, Teacher Zyra, what do you think this time is bad behavior?
Bad behavior, actually, it's the opposite
of what you just said earlier.
Of good behavior, right? So I think it's the opposite. So guys there, for the viewers there, what do you think of bad behavior?
Oh, Mr. Troy Dancina said, I like to insult my friend teacher. Oh no, that's a bad behavior. That's the exact example of a bad behavior. Yes. If you think that you're like offending others, or if you do this action and it has a bad effect on others, then that is considered as a bad behavior, I think.
And actually, there are many ways of insults, right?
Yeah.
There are verbal insults.
Yeah.
And then cyberbullying.
Yes.
Also, I think that's the most common, that's the most widely used kind of bullying this time, because you're just one click away. Right?
But for others, they they have fun doing that. They think it's funny. They think
that is not funny.
Yes.
How about you, Teacher April? Did you already had the experience of bullying before?
I don't know, because
were you the one being bullied, or were you the one bullying other people?
I don't really know the extent of something to be for it to be called as bullying, because of course I think everyone who went to school, especially high school, has experienced being like called this thing, like, oh, you're fat, you're this and that.
But I'm gonna rephrase that. Were there times that you would feel that you were insulted by other people?
Of course, because I think I'm someone who is, I don't know, I am very insecure with myself. I have a lot of insecurities.
Yes.
And even if, for example, a friend tells me this, even if that person is a friend of mine, I think I would still feel insulted, but of course I wouldn't show that to that person. I would like just smile at it or laugh it out.
So what do you do? What do you do with that? How do you handle that kind of situation?
There are times that I just let it go, but there are also, of course, days when I tell my friend, oh, I think I feel offended by that. Please don't tell me that again or say that to me again.
And with friendships, talking, communication is very important. Yes. Not just you are considered a friend if you are not just there in good times, but especially on bad times.
Yes, and of course, we should always, for us to have a good behavior, we should always be mindful of the things that we say, the things that we do, because it would have a effect on others.
Okay, so for Troy there, oh means I'm bad teacher. You're not. You're
yes. Wow. End of discussion. Yes.
Okay.
But of course, you could improve your attitude if you sense that you have a bad behavior. Of course, you could improve that.
Yeah.
But if you don't, then that means that you're just a really bad person. Then you know you're bad, but you don't want to change your attitude. Then
actually, my style, so that I would be observant every day before I sleep. I would assess myself.
Oh, thanks.
What did I do after I wake up? Did I shout at my parents? Did I offend my siblings? Did I do my homework? Did I not cheat in school? Did I do my best? Actually, that's the important thing every day. You have to do your best. Because if you don't do your best, I think you would question yourself as a person. Actually, that happens for me every time I don't do my best. I ask myself, am I really worth it? It's like that.
But there are those who do their best, but they use like the bad ways and bad ways.
And that's not good.
Yes. So yes, I also do that. I also reflect on the things that I do.
It's a healthy thing, actually.
But of course, there are those days that like I just say this thing and later on I realize, oh, that probably offended her. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that.
And Troy, if you insulted a friend, the best thing that you would do is not avoid that friend. The best thing that you would do is to say sorry.
Yes.
Even though it's just 2 words, I'm sorry, that would be a great thing for that person.
Yes.
Okay, at least you did your part. Okay.
Yes. And I think that's also another what do you call this, sign that you have a good behavior. If you know that you're wrong, if you know that you admit to yourself that you're wrong,
because most people don't have that kind of attitude. They can't accept that they're wrong. They just believe I'm right.
Yes.
Even though you're hurt, I'm right. I'm still right. Okay. I put bubble gum on my classmate's bag, teacher. That's bad.
Okay.
Okay. Don't do that next time.
Okay. So
okay.
For the next question.
Next question. Let's proceed to number 3. Okay. What should you do with a child who has very bad behavior? What would you do? How about you?
Yes, I think for a child, you could always like counsel that child, because everything that an adult does to a child, like if you teach that child something good, the child would always remember. It would really like change his character, right? Because everything that we do, everything that we show a child, they always
imitate.
Yes, it always has an effect on their psychological state or mental state.
Actually, for me, I have a younger sibling. She's 1 year old. And whatever we do in our house, she just follows that. And if we curse, don't be surprised that she knows how to curse. Okay? If you curse and then, oh, why did she curse? You curse.
Where did you learn that?
Where did you learn that? In my family, in our house. Because learning starts in your house with your family. Okay?
So I think counseling, talking to the child, telling her what she should do and what she should not, would be very helpful.
And also, I think it's also healthy that you show, not just talking, right?
Yes.
You show how to be a good person, how to have a good example, a good model, especially if you're an older sister, an older brother, or a mother or a father, or even a teacher. You should not just be a teacher inside a classroom, but you should be a teacher everywhere you go.
Okay. And of course, showing the child that you have the authority.
Yes, that's also
especially with kids these days.
Kids these days, I don't want to go there. Okay.
Kids these days should really, I'm older than you, or you're just 3 years old. You don't do that to me.
Actually, they want respect. Kids these days want respect, but they don't show that they need to be respected. Also, they just want respect, but they don't respect other people, right?
Yes. Even if older kids, like high school, yes. So they really need counseling, and of course show them that you have the upper hand in a situation, and that you know the thing that child or kid should do,
but not in an aggressive way.
And of course, be sure that the thing that you're suggesting to the child is actually the right thing.
The right thing.
Yes.
It's bad to hit a kid, okay?
Yes.
Even though you're right. You should just tell that person.
Okay,
please don't punish me, teacher. We will not punish you.
We won't?
We won't. Not yet. Joke.
We will counsel you.
Yeah, we will counsel.
Do counseling after this. Talk with us.
Yeah, we will talk later, Troy.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, for our next question, what is the right behavior to use in a restaurant, at school, at a party? Yes, because yes, there are appropriate behaviors and manners in every place that we go to, right? So for you, Teacher Zyra,
I think in a restaurant you should have a proper etiquette. You should know how to use your indoor voice, because there are two kinds of voices. I know many young people these days, we are inside a small room, but they are using their outdoor voice, and their outdoor voice is not good, because outdoor voice means loud voice, because you're in an outside place, but they are using their outdoor voice in an indoors. So you should first use like your indoor voice, and then you should have respect, especially for the staff and for the people who serve you, and then you should be polite.
Yes, and of course be mindful of the people around you, because of course, unless it's just a one single restaurant there.
Yeah, you're served. Wow, very rich.
Yes. So,
how about the school, teacher? What is the proper behavior at school?
At school, I think, because of course you're in the school to learn. So your behavior should be not like, oh, I know everything, I'm smarter than my teacher, I'm this and that.
I think
you're there to be taught. That means that you don't know everything. So you should humble yourself, you should respect the authorities, teachers, the staffs, and even those, like for example, if you're for example, freshman, should respect those who are older than you are. Yes, because they're, of course,
in school, your goal is to learn, so that means you have to accept discipline, especially from people who has more knowledge.
Yes,
for the people who have more knowledge.
Yes, and of course you wouldn't learn if you don't like humble yourself.
Yeah, actually learning starts from yourself. If you accept learning, learning should be just easy for you. But if you don't want other people to teach you, then that's a hard thing to do. So start with yourself.
Yes.
How about a party?
At a party, most people...
Can you go wild in a party?
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Like for example, if it's a party, first thing that would come to mind is party. Party. But I think even if you're at a party, you should learn to control yourself.
Yes,
because of course, if you're at a party and you go wild, it's not just you and your friends who would see that. A lot of people would see that.
You would regret that the other day. Did you already experience that before?
I haven't.
Me too. I haven't. So we know what to do.
Yes, probably I would be the type to control. I would be the...
If at a party, teacher, what do you do? If you were invited in a party, you don't want to go, but you don't have the choice. What do you do in the party? At the party?
I haven't really attended like a party, like a party, but I probably think, birthday parties. Happy birthday!
What would you imagine yourself there in that situation, in that party? What will you do?
I don't know.
For your personality,
probably either be the type who would just stay in the sides
and sit,
or would be the one laughing with friends.
How about if they ask you to have a drink?
I would.
Is it a bad? I have a question actually for the viewers also. Is it a bad behavior to drink? Is it bad to drink? How about you, teacher? Is it bad to drink alcohol?
Different beliefs.
How about for you?
For example, like for my it's based on my religion because of course it's not good. But I think that is also connected with your health. Like our belief that drinking alcoholic drinks is bad. I think it's connected with the thought that you should be healthy, you should stay healthy, you should take care of yourself.
Because there are other people who are actually, it's actually okay to drink if you're at the right age.
Yes.
And at the right place, at the right situation.
And with the right attitude.
And with the right people.
Yes.
That's the most important thing, with the right people. Okay, you should be safe. Okay, so let's proceed to the next question. Is it my question or your question?
My question.
Okay.
Would
you teach your child to hit back at school if somebody hits them? If you would be a parent one day.
I think it has also a certain extent to it. For example, if it's the first time, then I would probably talk to the child who hit my son. If it's the second time,
so you're expecting a son.
Yes, because
one day.
It's hit.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're girls, right? No,
just it's hit. It's like
for
sorry,
boys
I have a gender.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. Anyways, if my someone hits my child later on, yes, I would talk, of course, first to the child, to the to the parents or to the teacher.
To the teacher.
Yes, and of course tell them to discipline the child, and yes, because of course I would feel really bad if someone hits my child, right?
Me too.
But if he does that again and over and over and over again,
what would you do?
I'd probably reach the point where you could also hit someone. Yeah, you could. Yes, you should fight back.
Actually, that's also for the teacher's responsibility, right?
Yes, of course you should always first do the what do you call this, counseling, disciplinary with the child. Not do it physically, but motivate the child or explain to the child affecting his, like for example,
we prepare PowerPoints, slides for the child.
This is what you do. Yes. Yes. So rather than doing it physically right away, do it
verbally.
Yes, verbally, emotionally, like that. But of course, don't hurt the child emotionally. But
that would have very bad effect
counseling. Yes.
Okay.
So, yes.
So let's proceed to the next question.
How should we punish children who commit crimes?
Actually, for me, I think counseling would be good.
Yeah, counseling. But I think I don't know. I can't remember.
For small crimes, just like for example, hitting someone, like that. But for stealing or,
because I heard, I don't know, I can't really remember when I heard that, but I think the age for kids to be able to put in jail was lowered or something like that, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Because it's supposedly be 18 or something.
Yeah,
right?
16.
It's lowered to,
it's 16. I don't know.
Oh yes, because I heard something like that. So that means that the government was considering to punish children who are, of course, who are already matured enough to know what they do and what they should not do. They to punish them through putting them in jail or something, because of course that would also affect their attitude, right?
Yes.
But of course if you put them in jail, don't harass them or don't. Yes.
Okay. Troy, tie them on the tree, teacher.
I think that's a very old traditional. Maybe these days we just do counseling.
Yeah, counseling is good.
Yeah, because if you do that, you'd be the one in jail.
Yes.
Yeah. You'd be the one in jail, not the child, but you.
Yeah, and so, other people would see that also. And then actually here, I think this is a thing now. I don't know. It's a bad thing because when parents or other people discipline kids or their children, they post it on social media.
And that's really not a good thing. I don't know about people.
Yeah, that's not good. Okay.
And then you wait for other people to like scold you too, like that, because of course, it's like you're waiting for the approval of others. Like, am I doing this thing right? Am I doing it wrong? You're the adult. You should be the one to supervise the situation, right?
And actually, our topic this time is very.
It's a very very guidance counselor type.
Actually, we're not experts, but we have experiences, and we just want to share these experiences and advices with you.
If you you have your own thoughts, just comment it down.
Yes, if you have your own thoughts, we would be open for your thoughts, your suggestions, and your opinions and your advice in a good way.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go back. What else? This is my question for you, right? So next question. Should parents be held responsible for their children's behavior?
I think yes. Because of course, just like what we said earlier, it is parents, the adults' responsibility to
guardian
take care.
Also.
Yes, guardian to take care of the child, and of course, the child only adapts to the environment, right? The child copies what he sees, what is shown to that child. So I think it should be really the parents, the guardians' responsibility of whatever the child turns out to be.
Actually, I think physical surrounding is not a factor for the child's behavior. For example, that child child lives in a remote area, or the child's status is low. The child is not rich, for example. I think that is not affected. That is not a factor for the child's personality, because I know many kids who are. I think that's also a motivation. They are inspired. They are more inspired to strive more, to endure more, to persevere more, because they have that kind of situation. And that actually depends on to the older people who are guiding the child. So as an adult, we should be responsible for that.
Yes.
Especially if you're a parent.
Yes, that's why according to the law, right, if that child is a minor or underage, if that child commits a crime, the parents are the one being held in jail, right?
Yes. And actually that would also be a wake-up call for the parents also, because if that thing didn't happen, if the government didn't have that kind of law, other parents would just agree, or would just sit there. The other parents don't mind their kids. I'm not saying all parents, but there are parents.
But if you think, for example, you're a parent, and if you think that you did everything for the child, it's not a you factor, but I think that's just the child, and probably, of course, because it's not just the parents or the guardians or the adults that the child interacts with, right?
Peers. And if you can't handle your child, I think you can call the authorities also, so that you would ask for help.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go to the other question. What's the other question?
My question for you, how can we? right? How can we teach our children good behavior?
Yeah, we answered that already before. Be a good example, be a good model, and I think it's a good thing for you. For example, Friday night, you would have family time.
Yeah.
Like watch a movie together, spend time together, especially if you're a parent who has work, and then you should be mindful of your kids because your kids are not getting younger.
Yes.
And then you should also know who are your kids' friends. So I think what was the question? How could we teach our children good behavior? Be a good parent or be a good example for that kid, for that child. And yeah, I would also it would also be good if you have family time.
Yes, I think that's a big factor in training a child or managing the attitude of a child, because of course, yes, it would really help a lot if you have a good relationship with the child. The child would be more open with you, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for our topic this time. We had fun, and if you have questions or suggestions more, you can just comment down. Okay. I'm Teacher Zyra.
And this is Teacher April.
And this is MK Live.
Bye. Bye.